So, I feel really guilty because the Ocarina of Time remake teaser that we got at the time, and even a few days after, it just did not process for me, right? Because here's the thing. Not only did it come out, or not only was it revealed immediately after the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer we had seen in years, so that had me just over the moon. Like, I basically couldn't even breathe. Nothing else processed to me after I saw that trailer. Almost nothing else mattered in that moment. So seeing the teaser, I was like, this is neat. Bring me back. Let me see Kingdom Hearts some more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I felt a little guilty because I just could not process or at the time care enough for the Ocarina of Time remake. But I've had a couple of days to just really sit down and absorb the fact that no, the Ocarina of Time remake is real, right? But here's the thing. Another one of the reasons that I wish I was, at the time especially, that I was less excited was because I fully 100% predicted it. Literally out with my friends during one of my friends' graduation. We were out eating, and I was just so antsy about the direct. I was just like, why is everybody hitting me up? Like, what could they have possibly revealed? I'm like, I know one of their big reveals has to be the Ocarina of Time remake, right? It's just too obvious, okay? Obviously, apparently it was leaked a while back. I never believe leaks, so I may have seen it and just didn't think anything of it, but it was leaked already. But on top of that, because of the timing right now, right? We are looking towards, right now we're in the, the 40th anniversary of the Zelda franchise, and we're looking to next year for our first major theatrical release of a Zelda movie with, the next Zelda movie. And the safest thing, the smartest and probably safest thing that they could do with that movie's plot is to base it off of either Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild, two of Zelda's most notable tales that people just know already, right? And with, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom being done, we're not really, traversing that world anymore. We just got the spin-off last year and stuff like that. So now, I was thinking about it, and I'm just like, no, it makes too much sense for it to be an Ocarina of Time remake to help bridge the gap for people to this movie, right? Because this movie's very obviously going to take the base roots of Zelda and, make it fit for the silver screen. That makes plenty of sense. So it's just that the remake was so incredibly obvious to me, right? That I just didn't think too heavily on it, okay? Now, as you can see from the title and thumbnail, as I've rambled on long enough here, I do have a few concerns in regards to the Ocarina of Time remake, right? Two primary concerns that I have. One is the fact that they announced in the direct during that teaser that it was for this year. That Ocarina of Time remake is within the next 6 months. We will be playing that game. I don't know how, I don't know when, but that game is basically ready. I don't know who the hell was developing it. If it was Monolith Soft, dude, they need to get, every single one of those employees needs to get a fat raise, a glass of the finest wine known to man, and the nastiest head of all time. Because what do you mean this Ocarina of Time remake is already ready? After assuming it was Monolith Soft somehow, after 3 years maybe? Right? And, that's just one of the development teams that I know of. There's probably other teams helping out and stuff like that are in-house, but we just know that Monolith Soft was a huge part in the development of, the last couple of Zelda games outside of, Grezzo for, the 2D Zelda titles, right? So we look to near probably the end of this year. I have to imagine it's going to be the major holiday release for Nintendo, right? Okay, cool. We are heading into the halfway mark through the year right now. We are in June. Right now, it is the 14th of June at the time that I'm recording this. Not to date this too hard, but it doesn't matter because this is well before Zelda anyway. But regardless, we're hitting the middle of the year. We're just seeing this teaser, but not a single ounce of gameplay was shown at all for this? How? What? Why not? How is it that we saw absolutely nothing for this? Right? And, you know, I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, like my first immediate thought after seeing, you know, that teaser was just like, okay, this game is coming out this year. This is going to be their major holiday release. Like this is the Nintendo thing that's gonna, you know, make people maybe consider finally picking up a Switch 2. If it wasn't Pokopia or DK Bonanza or Mario Kart World or whatever the hell else, this is gonna be one of them ones, right? But, you know, I was sitting there thinking, okay, during the Nintendo Treehouse, they have to show something. That's precisely what they did with Breath of the Wild when they were first revealed it. Was they gave us I'm pretty sure it was that year, right? That same year we got gameplay, like right after we saw the Nintendo Treehouse, you know, demoing it for us. So I figured, oh, we're probably looking at a very similar situation with the Nintendo Treehouse here after the Direct, where they'll showcase some of the game, what it's going to look like, what we can, you know, what can we expect here, you know? What can older fans who already know Ocarina of Time like the back of their goddamn hands expect here, and what can newcomers expect to get them, you know, more familiarized with Ocarina of Time? Like, how are you going to bridge the gap between the new and older players for this remake? Come to find out, that Nintendo Treehouse was just Star Fox, Splatoon Raiders, Rhythm Heaven, Groove, and there was something else. I don't know. I literally skimmed through it. I'm, you know, Star Fox, cool, great. It's a remake. It's another remake of 64. I just finished 64 like a month ago or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, cool. Like, I don't want to see anything else. Like, I want to go in as blind as humanly possible. I don't want to play the demo. I don't want to see a showcase of it, especially not for like 2 hours, right? Then there's Splatoon Raiders, which, you know, looks phenomenal. I'm picking that up day one. I absolutely adore Splatoon. That's going to be my bread and butter for July. Right, I'm with it. You know, Rhythm Heaven, cool. How are we not showcasing any gameplay, any major gameplay for a game that's going to be the major holiday release for this year? What are we doing here? Why didn't you take the time to, you know, when all eyes were on you, all eyes were on Nintendo, right, for this Direct. People were just waiting for the big thing. We finally potentially got that, and they're like, yep, you'll see more later. What do you mean later? There's no way we're getting another, you know, big, massive Direct. Well, obviously the next Direct is Splatoon Raiders, which, absurd to me. I don't think we really need that with the game under a month, just a little over a month away, right? So it's just like, what are we doing here? What's the plot here? I don't understand, right? So I just find that very, very strange that we just decided not to showcase anything of our major title that we're getting for the holidays, that we're going to be spending $60, $70, $80 on, potentially, right? This is going to be the thing that convinces us to get this, or people to get the Switch 2. What are we, what are you doing to prove that? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing to, like, you know, slam it down on the table, right? Because that teaser, that got a lot more mixed reception than I expected. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Nintendo Hired That Man trailer is this. This is the closest we've had to something like that since the tech demo that was based off, like, that was in between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild. That one weird tech demo back in, like, what, 2012, 2014 or whatever. This is that Nintendo Hired That Man looking trailer. You know what I'm saying? People have very mixed feelings about that art style and how Link looks and stuff like that. And it gave nobody anything to work with. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously people know Ocarina of Time like the back of their hands, but it's just like, we don't know what to expect here, right? Now, my second major concern is, you know, because we haven't seen anything, what is this game going to play like, right? Because here's my thing. It's a weird situation in which you want to modernize Ocarina of Time. You want to make it so that newer players can easily hop into something that feels familiar, but it's still new and fresh and a very fun experience, because they are revitalizing an older experience that they maybe didn't want to touch upon because it was just a little dated, it was a little too old for them. They wanted to revitalize this experience through a remake so new players could have an easier time getting in. Cool, fine, awesome, that's great. What does that mean though? Because are we really looking at a situation in which it's just going to be a ground up remake, but it's going to look and generally play the same as the original Ocarina of Time? Because, like, that's cool, but, like, I feel like they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't go as grand as they did with this reveal if it were just, a one-to-one, basically almost replica remake. And also, a remake looking like that, I don't know if that would fly in this era. I don't know if it would work nearly as well to have like a fixed camera, to have, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it would fit all that well to me if they were to do it like that, right? I mean, granted, they could still make it work, whatever, but I don't know. I just have concerns about how that might work and feel, and how newer players might feel about, something like that. And even older players, it's just like, what, I'm spending $80 on a game that plays exactly the same? Like, I've basically already beaten this game a million times. Like, I want to see something new, I want to see something fresh. I imagine they are going that route, which is why I'm just kind of talking out of my ass here in regards to, like, it looking, and not looking per se, but feeling very similar, as to not get too rambunctious and just, make something entirely unfamiliar. But I don't know. But then on the other hand, I think about this a lot. I remember, I think it was Aonuma that said that they were determined to continue utilizing the open air style format for Zelda games going forward, right? And, back in the day when we heard that, because I think it was like, years ago that we heard that, we figured, okay, like, that makes sense. Cool, the next major Zelda title, feeling like Breath of the Wild, but having maybe a more linear, like, structure when it comes to its story and events and stuff like that. Something like Twilight Princess or, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask or something like that could be, ideal, right? But, like, how... I don't know, Ocarina of Time seems so generally confined that it's hard to imagine having that open air style, like, in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, would that derive it too much from the original? Would that, I don't know. It's just really hard to imagine that. So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, so how are we going to go about this? Are we going to have that linear style that we're all too good and well familiar with? Or are we going with this potential open air style where, we're climbing up buildings in, towns that are familiar and stuff like that, and we're able to explore it in completely new ways? Maybe, once we go to the future, once we get our adult body for the first time, now we're able to climb up buildings and stuff like that, not too unlike, Era of the Wild Link. And, there's stuff hidden around the town and things like that, which, could be cool, but, like, I don't know. It's really hard to say. Are we gonna, have another situation in which we're, trying to blend the two styles, where we're utilizing, equipment that we find in the dungeons, specifically to get through those dungeons? Are the dungeons layouts gonna feel very similar? Are they gonna feel familiar? They're gonna change them up a little bit, make it so that they're, like, unique to the open air style, in which we're still kind of confined, but we could still find unique ways to progress through the dungeons, kind of like, how we had in Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, where we had all of these, like, essentially miniature dungeons, but now we have full-fledged dungeons in this style where we could still find unique ways to bypass, all of the challenges that they present, all of the puzzles that are available to us. It's I don't know. I'm just super beside myself with how they're going to go about doing this, and I'm super curious, but it's just so frustrating that we can't even get a glimpse of an idea of that, because they didn't take the opportunity, the prime opportunity of the Nintendo Direct to give us anything. To give us anything is bizarre to me. So here we are, twiddling our thumbs, We don't even have a semblance of when this game is going to come out. And obviously, you know, even Nintendo is definitely very clearly hesitant about GTA 6, considering the fact that they do have a couple of releases coming out well before then. We have Star Fox this month, Splatoon next month, and we have Fortune's Weave. You know, as far as like the major titles go, Fortune's Weave is going to come after that. I think there's something else in between. I know Rhythm Heaven comes out soon as well. But it's like, where could Ocarina of Time even fit now, right? There's no way it drops in September. That's too much. Ocarina of Time is way too big, right? That's their major release. It needs a dedicated time slot. And obviously I don't think they're gonna slam it down right anywhere near GTA 6 of all things, because as massive as Ocarina of Time is, I think it would still be kind of reckless to put that near GTA 6, right? And then next to that, you know, as a holiday release, I think maybe the best bet is December. That's the only time frame I can imagine. It's got to be December, like mid to late December. I can't think of a better time frame that would make more sense for Ocarina. I don't know, but generally speaking, that's just where my head is at right now. Obviously, I am very much looking forward to Ocarina of Time. I played it one time back in the day, you know. I do love it, but I do want to, you know, see what this reimagined version looks like. I love Ocarina of Time. I think it's a very, very, very good game. I think it was a very good time. I would love to see them do it also with Majora's Mask, because I'll be honest, I think I'm a little more attached to the concepts of Majora's Mask than I am Ocarina of Time, but I think that Ocarina of Time in of itself is a beautiful, wonderfully made game. For its time, it surpassed so many expectations, and it was just such a game changer in the video game space that it's too important to just, you know, get shafted because of the release date of GTA. And, you know, it's not to say that Nintendo isn't even capable of, you know, postponing it. You know what I'm saying? A delay wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. I would hope not. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not really looking at GTA like that, so I'm gladly buying everything that's around it and just taking the time to, you know, stock up on my backlog and stuff like that. And obviously, you know, Ocarina of Time is going to take priority whenever it drops, but we have no idea when that is, what it looks like, or what that price is going to be based on it. So, I don't know, because you got to remember, Zelda's one of Nintendo's big three. So them dropping a major Zelda title, especially a remake of the Zelda game, yo, that's going to hit like some crack. That's going to hit like a different kind of crack, brother. Oh my God. But I'm excited either way. Regardless, though, I think I've said my piece, and it's time to pass the mic over to you guys, and I want you guys to tell me everything that you're thinking in the comment section below. Are you excited? Are you excited for Ocarina of Time's remake? Are you looking forward to it? Is this something that you grew up with and you absolutely adore Ocarina of Time? This is something that you absolutely need and you're going to get it no matter when it comes out, how it comes out? Or are you on the opposing side? A remake does not interest you at all. You just don't really care about it because we are in Remake Central and you've played Ocarina of too many times, or you just don't care about Ocarina in general. And, you know, it's not Breath of the Wild, so you're looking forward to the next major Zelda thing that isn't a remake. Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I'm always going to be there with you guys. But with that, yes ma'am, it does appear to be skedaddle o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do just that. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this here. And with that, I'm gone, so thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!